Friends and subscribers, this is a afternoon trip to Wal-Mart China. So let's hear the music piped in, good times, good shopping for Chinese customers at Wal-Mart China, which interestingly enough is one of the more expensive supermarkets in China. You know, back in the States, Walmart's always known for low prices and a lot of inexpensive Chinese goods, but in China, especially for food and produce, you know, it's really more expensive here than it is at the other supermarkets. So let's have a look around, see what we can find, and compare it to Walmart back home. I mean, everything's getting made here, right? And shipped back to Walmart back home. So what does Walmart China do in their own country? You know, when the factories are basically next door. Let's find out. Yeah, just trays of meat sitting out in the open. No refrigeration. And not sure what kind of animal it is. I think it's beef. But yeah, just walk right up, grab it off the tray, put it in the bag, and go. No need to keep it cool. It can be warm. It can be stale. It can be rancid. It's okay. Just throw it in the pot, cook it up. Everything's game here at Walmart. Absolutely nothing goes to waste of the animal. This is duck. All parts. Now we're going to pigs. That's the feet. That, my friends, is the snout. Claws, skin, and yeah, that's the skin right there. Packaged up there. Intestines. That's the whole bird. That's claws back there of the chicken or duck. I can't tell, you know. These parts are just so difficult to... And that's the duck head, which I believe goes in the soup. Produce usually rocks in most grocery stores. This right here is a full coconut. You get it for 8 RMB, so a little over $1. Get a coconut, crack it open, drink the juice. Here's a bigger coconut. You got this all cut down, and I believe it's a little more expensive because of the size of it, but they chop down all the edges, and you can drain that, get the fresh coconut pulp and juice from it. Really nice. Okay, a 75-gram package of Lay's potato chips. China, 4.9 RMB at Walmart. I'm not really sure today how much it is at Walmart in the West, but that's the price here. Okay, digital signage at the point of purchase. Same thing as in the West, you know, now they've got Chinese digital signage in most of the bigger department stores and grocery stores. Just basically is selling, giving advertisements and selling items that are either in the same department or in the same aisle. So it's, you know, invented in the West and being perfected in the East. Okay, 1 can of Red Bull energy drink, 6.5 yuan. That's a little bit cheaper, I believe, than it is in the States. But there's actually 2 types. The extra type, and then the original, which of course is created in Thailand. This is the original one in a short gold can. That's 5.2 RMB. Okay, many of you know about or have heard about the Big Mac Index. The Big Mac Index was basically from a think tank, I believe, some economists thought it up to gauge how prices are, consumer prices in different countries. because obviously there's different currency and different standard of living. So I created the Big Mac Index to find out how much it would cost to get some basic, services or goods, in this case a Big Mac, in a foreign country you'd be traveling in. So we can do that basically with what we've got here, right? We can use a basket of goods, and it doesn't have to be a Big Mac. We can use things like, Budweiser, right? Can of Budweiser in China, 6.50 Wal-Mart yuan. In the West, it is what it is, and we can use that as one of our basket of goods that we can gauge inflation and cost of living. I actually prefer using a Coca Cola Index. Why? Because Coca Cola is in basically nearly every country in the world, except for, I believe, a few like North Korea, Myanmar, and maybe a few others. But the Coca Cola Index, you can find out somewhat what the standard of living is based on cost of a can of Coca Cola. In this case, 2.10 is the cost for one 12-ounce can of Coca Cola, and I've seen as low as 1.9 in other Chinese supermarkets. So a bit lower than in the States, but cheap all the same. Among Asian countries, it's probably best to use a rice index when trying to judge standard of living and inflation, cost of goods and services. Well, because all Asian countries use rice, this is a name brand rice right here. This brand right here is well known. This is a 10-pound bag of rice, and it comes in at 69.9 RMB. So price of rice, as with everything else, going up in price, and the sky's the limit based on the value of currencies. Okay, cooking oil, which is a staple of Chinese cooking, has shot up in the past several years. Especially about a year and a half ago, there was a big fuss about cooking oil, and that's why restaurants often recycle cooking oil and use fake cooking oil, because that's a huge cost of production for food in restaurants, and also why a lot of people get sick. But anyway, here's a name brand, or the top brand, cooking oil. This is a 5-liter jug. You get this little extra jug here. And 67.9 yuan. You can get it in different varieties: fish oil, sunflower seed oil, corn oil, many different types. But this brand here, our Huana brand, is considered to be the top brand as far as quality and safety. And now the painful part. Waiting in line at a Chinese supermarket, especially on the weekends, is worse than torture. Anyone that's lived here can tell you the same thing. It's one of the things I hate most about China. Waiting in line after line after line, pushing and shoving, and all to pick up a few goods. I'd almost rather be waterboarded than have to wait in this supermarket. Especially when the music is so loud you can't hear yourself think. But they pipe it in, keep the good times rolling, keep people spending, and keep people annoyed. Okay, finally through the line. Finally. And then, of course, before you leave, you've got to actually go through that gate. There's a guard there. You've got to show the receipt before you leave. So, yeah, basically, unpleasant experience at the supermarket, but I made it back, and it's, the new normal, right? Paradigm shift coming into effect here, where jars of peanut butter that were twice as big as this are now half as big as this and cost twice as much. That's the new normal. As foreigners, as Westerners, we are, to tell you the truth, a bit spoiled as far as, not having to go through a lot of the things that the developing world is going through now and has been going through. Even for something as trivial as waiting in queue, in line at a supermarket, that's stuff that adds up, quality of life stuff that we don't think about until it comes to the point where the rest of the world catches up to us and we fall down to a standard that we're not, used to. Up until now, our incomes have been quite high considering the cost of our food and energy. That's changing. What's going to be the new paradigm? I don't know. You can ask, the same question of everybody, and you'll get a different answer from everybody based on different statistics and different points of view and perspectives. It comes down to what kind of leadership we're going to have. Are we going to have more people? Are we going to have population reduction? Or are the people on top going to continue to take a bigger share of the pie?